Welcome to your Sioux Falls planning preview for February 6th. My name is Larry Lukey. I'm the chair for 2019. And then we've got Jason Beaver here.
Happy to be here.
So we're just going to go through here the agenda items that are coming up on February 6th. So Jason, it looks like we have a rezone from RD1 to Office District, 718 North Kiwanis. That's probably what, 2nd and North Kiwanis Avenue, I would say?
Yeah, exactly. Yep, this is on the southeast corner of 2nd and North Kiwanis Avenue. This one might look a little familiar. This was a holdover from last month.
Oh, yeah.
The applicant actually purchased some additional property to the south, and then they're looking at doing the Wheelchair Express. They're looking at constructing a storage area for the kind of their vans, indoor storage, and then a future kind of office, so they'd be moving their whole operation up there. So,
Nice. Okay, then it looks like number 2, we've got a rezone from twin home residential to commercial.
Yep, this would be at the corner of 11th and Summit Avenue. The applicant there currently owns 2 houses. They're converted houses, so I believe they're 2-3 unit houses. He's looking at rezoning that into commercial for some future development there. He doesn't really have a plan as of yet, so but that would be his request. So.
Okay. And number 3, it looks like going from single family to, it looks like institutional.
Yep. This would be just south of Avera's main campus, just south of their existing, I think, Ronald McDonald House. Okay. You guys may have seen this in the paper. This is the Presentation Sisters.
Okay.
That was announced. They're looking at constructing kind of their new home.
Okay.
That would house kind of each one would have a bedroom, and then there'd be some common area along with some parking. Kind of a nice new building for them, and still allow them to be close to the main operations of Avera McKinnon. So.
Okay. And do we know, are they going to keep the house, or what they're going to do with the housing there? Or?
Yeah, they are looking at selling those for like $1 to really just get somebody to try and move them off. Okay. Reuse the houses. They're all in pretty good shape. So.
I know that's always a question we always ask, just because we want to keep affordable housing for people in Sioux Falls
Absolutely,
too, so.
Yeah. We just really don't want to just keep bulldozing houses. We really want to try and use them at other places within the city. So.
It's awesome that they're looking at doing that, because I know we've had a lot of applicants that haven't done that in the past, and we appreciate that. So.
Yep, absolutely.
So we have number 4, rezone from single family, and it looks like to townhome duplex residential.
Yeah. This one is located. This is just north of the dreaded roundabout on 69th and Southeastern that some people seem to have issues with. But there's already some existing twin homes there that are to the east of this. They're looking at just kind of continuing to run those twin homes as you go all the way over to Southeastern Avenue. Okay. It makes a pretty good transition from when that existing farm is annexed into the city and redeveloped. It'll be a good transition from what we would hope to see as some commercial and office on the corner. And then as we get to those single family houses that exist to the north of this property. So this should provide a pretty good transition. So.
Okay. Rezone from industrial and office. And it looks like it's going to institutional. Yep.
Number 6 here, this is what they just announced, the new Thomas Jefferson High School. Yep. For the city or the Sioux Falls School District. They're rezoning that land, and what they do is the S1 then will be where the main building is, parking lot, and then the REC conservation area, that's going to kind of be their football field, their tennis courts, and the track, and different things like that. So.
Okay. That's going to be, a lot of times when you watch a lot of that develop in that area, typically you see a lot of housing and commercial, and everything just booms from a school going up.
Yeah, it's really cool actually. If you look back on some of the high schools that were constructed, like Roosevelt, Lincoln, if you look before they were constructed, and then you look like 5 years after, you can just see how the city just blew up around those specific educational uses.
I mean, everyone always wants to live by a school.
That's right. That's right.
Let's see. So we got number 7, a rezone from light industrial and office to live work district. It looks like that's south of the new high school.
Yep, you're actually absolutely right. This kind of builds off what we just talked about. This is some property that's located adjacent to the south. They're looking at rezoning to the live work, and that will allow them the flexibility, as you were saying, to get multifamily, or they could continue to do some office uses there. And that's typically what we see adjacent to schools. So.
Perfect. And then number 8, we have a rezone from, looks like ag to multiple uses, commercial, live work, institutional, single family. It goes all the way down the board. So it looks like this is the new middle school, right by the new middle school.
Yep, this is the large chunk of land that's at the northeast corner of 41st and Ellis, not Ellis, but Highway 100. It's called the Burns property, and this is the location, about 40 acres of it is where the new middle school is going to go.
Okay.
And this would be the whole development. They're looking at starting to get it zoned. It's zoned ag now, started to get the preliminary subdivision plan, and really starting to develop that last kind of corner of 41st and Highway 100.
This would be an area to watch also, just like the new high school area, to see how that expands. I mean, especially since there's a lot of sewer and water around there, that should go pretty big fast.
Absolutely, and it's just south of the Copper Creek development, and as you know, as a realtor, that's a pretty popular development. It seems like that thing just keeps booming, and it's going to continue to grow south, and especially with the new middle school, I would say it's going to continue to go. So,
I agree with that. So it looks like here, number 9, we've got conditional use permit for a full-service restaurant establishment located within 500 feet of a sensitive area. Looks like this is in Southway Mall. That's on Minnesota.
Yep.
Just south of what, Core Trust Bank probably?
Yep,
Minnesota?
just south. This one is, this was a new Ethiopian restaurant.
Okay.
I think it was going in the old location of the Old Soul Cafe.
Oh.
So they're open as a restaurant. They're just looking to add beer and wine. As you go to the west of the Southway Center, and there's that parking lot, and then to the west of that, there's some single-family uses. Yep. So that's where that sensitive land use comes into effect, and that's why they need their conditional use. So.
Okay, makes sense. So then we got a conditional use permit for human services facility located within 1,000 square feet of a residential area at 710 North Marion Road.
Yep, this one may look familiar. We did the rezoning for this, I believe, a couple months ago. This is the Banquet West Side location. They're located within 1,000 feet. We have that mobile home park that's to the west there. So they need this conditional use. People probably aren't very surprised, but since we've talked about it quite a bit over the last couple of months. So.
Yep. All right, then we got number 11, conditional use permit for a full-service restaurant establishment located in 500 feet of a sensitive area, 3808 North Cliff Avenue. Is that the old Taco Bell up there?
Yep, absolutely. That's the old Taco Bell restaurant that's probably closed in the last couple of years. This is actually Jackie's Mexican restaurant, or Guatemalan restaurant. They're looking at actually taking this over and then opening, I believe, their 3rd location within the city. It'll be a full service with buffet drive-through, so kind of a nice little reuse of that building.
Nice.
So
that whole area, I mean, there's all kinds of closures up in that area, so it's good to see something possibly go and
absolutely
up there. So
especially something that's an established business within the city that's done really well for itself. So
let's see, number 12, we've got a conditional use permit for on-sale alcohol beverage establishment located within a 500 feet sensitive area located at 2601 West 12th Street. What is that? That would be east of the Battleship on, 12th and Kiwanis?
Yep, absolutely. This is the Freedom gas station just next to Walgreens, just east of the Battleship Memorial. As we see with some of these gas stations, what they're looking at doing is kind of leasing out a little tenant space within the gas station, some storage area. And they would like to do a little casino in there to kind of get a little bit more revenue coming in.
I've seen quite a few of these lately.
Yeah, it seems like these gas stations must build pretty big, and then they decide that they don't need all that storage space, and they like to get those other users in there. So it's happened quite a bit.
Let's see, we've got number 13, a preliminary subdivision plan for Pine Knoll Addition. That's like 22nd and Ellis Road?
Yeah, absolutely. This is the southwest corner of 22nd and Ellis. This is some, about 60, 70 acres that was recently annexed in. And they're looking at just doing an office lot adjacent to 22nd and Ellis, which is what we typically see along those busier streets. Okay. And then everything to the west of that would all be single-family residential. So kind of just another additional houses over on the west side. Seems like that's building pretty quick over there too.
Yeah, yeah. Everything's going pretty quick. Let's see, so we have number 14, a preliminary subdivision plan for Burns Addition located on the northeast corner of South Veterans Parkway and East 41st Street.
Yeah, this is the preliminary subdivision plan that's going to go along with number 8 that we talked about previously. We typically like to see the rezonings and those preliminary plans to go at the same time so we can really figure out what's this going to be zoned and what are the lots going to look like, what's the preliminary traffic, drainage, storm sewer, that kind of stuff. So we like those to kind of go concurrently, and it seems to work pretty well and get ready for the whole entire development. So
Perfect.
So that's, I guess, all of the items that we have this month for their Planning Commission agency review for the Planning Commission meeting. This time we kind of usually do a special topic. This one, as you notice, Larry is our new chairman of the Planning Commission for 2019. He replaced Sean Irvin. And so for this topic, I kind of just wanted to see what his outlook is for 2019 and really just have him give us a little bit of background. If people don't know, he's a realtor with Keller Williams, and really how that fits in to him being chairman for the 2019.
Yeah, so Jason, I've been doing real estate for 14 years now. Started out in residential just the last 3 years, moving more into commercial, also still doing residential, but with that background, it's kind of, in the Planning Commission, learning how everything transitions to each spot has helped my business also, and then also helped me, as I'm helping my clients purchase, properties, to be able to learn more about how, the planning process works. So, yeah.
What would you say that I know we're seeing within the city planning department and the building department, lots of more plans, more building this year. I mean, I think we're projecting to possibly break the record again for last year. So it's looking like it's going to be a busy 2019. How do you feel that is going to be from a real estate side? Are you hearing your commercial real estate is still up, and residential and all those different aspects of real estate?
So I would say on the residential side, we are, we're lacking inventory right now. So we're going to start seeing a lot of these, plans come through to develop new lots, just because if you look at it, I'm trying to remember, I think there was basically 500 and I want to say 60 active single family properties on the market right now, which typically were a lot higher in the winter. So you'd probably typically see about 800, 900 in the Sioux Falls area. And then in our overall market, we're probably about 861 active single family homes. And that's typically this time of year, probably 1,200, 1,400. So we're kind of like lacking inventory. And so I think that's why you're seeing last month we're down 10% in sales for homes. And I think a lot of it's just based on not having the inventory that's out there. Because we've got a lot of people looking, it's just they're not finding what they're looking for.
Are you finding that the single family inventory is in all aspects, the first time home buyers, your next step up, and then, the $1 million homes, is it low in every category, or is there certain ones that you're really having trouble finding homes for some people?
Under 100, you really can't find much right now. I mean, that used to be an entry level home, back in probably 7-8 years ago. Now you basically, most of the homes are selling for about 200. And then you really under 150, you really can't find much. I think there was like 50 homes, a little over 50 homes on the market under 150. And then you stay under 300, that's pretty much the moving market right now. And so anything pretty much under 300 is moving pretty good as long as it's priced right, good condition. A lot what we've seen in the market, in the last couple years, are people trying to get aggressive on their price and basically get more for their home, which don't blame them. But we've seen a little bit of correction this winter because of that. So we've seen some price drops and some properties that have sold for below listing price. But I'm thinking this year is going to be a pretty strong year also.
Good.
Yep.
And I think what you had nailed on there, where you said the 100 and the 150 is where you're lacking the inventory, really comes back to where we had discussed, the Averic McKinnon expansion, why we don't want to just bulldoze those homes, why we want to try and move those and really promote let's reuse these homes. We can put them somewhere else to really be able to give people the opportunity to purchase a house at 150 or 100 that, like as you indicated, we're lacking. So
I agree, because that has put a strain on in that central area of a lot of, redevelopment going on in those areas, and the houses get bulldozed, and where you maybe could have moved it to another site that, you could have a family move into, so.
Absolutely. Well, I think I can speak for myself and the whole planning office. We're happy to have you aboard as Planning Commission Chair. We think you're going to do an amazing job, and I think 2019 is going to continue to be as busy as 2018 was. So.
Yep, I agree. Thanks, Jason. And
Absolutely.
so this is your Sioux Falls Planning Preview, wrapping it up for your February 6th meeting at 6 o'clock, Carnegie Town Hall. And basically, Jason, if anyone has any questions, they can reach out to you guys at 367-8888.
Absolutely. We love to get any calls ahead of time. Just call that number, ask for myself or Albert, and we can definitely help you out. So
Perfect. And so thanks again for watching. We'll see you next month.